Tommy. I'm glad to see you guys come in today. Glad to see everybody come in and chat. Hey Lisa, may God bless you, my friend. I'm doing good. How are you today? You know, I've had, anxiety and depression, for a while, and it's been bothering me a little bit. But other than that, I'm surviving, I guess, just like most of us is out here. Yeah. I need your guys' help today. Please help me share out the live and help me with the likes and things. I'd really appreciate it. I thank God every day that I'm able to get up another day. Thank Him for allowing us to live another day and live life in this struggle that we're always in another day. So, what do you guys think about the, how is your beautiful family? We're surviving, we're hanging in there, one day at a time, Sometimes, life hits us with bad deals and bad situations, but I guess that's why we cling to God so much. He always seems to help us out, whatever situation that we're in. Sorry about my hair. My hair looks a mess today. I'm sweating and hard hat and stuff today, so it's been a long day. What's up, Girth? What's up? How's it going? I appreciate the follow, my friend. You know, I honestly believe that there's really good down-to-earth people out there in the world, you know. I just think nowadays that, you know, they're hard to find. The world's becoming crazy. More and more crazy every day. Roll Tide, my friend. Alabama's got a really good football following. It's going. I mean, the rain's keeping us, you know, it's kind of slowing things down right now, but it's going. I mean, it could always be better, but
can't control the weather.
You know, yeah. I mean, we have no control over the weather. Yeah. I appreciate that, Lisa. I really do. I'm good, Garden Elf. I'm really good. How are you? You know, it seems like that. You know, sometimes we're all faced with you know, major struggles or whatever. And I want to build a platform where I can be able to, you know, bless people and, you know, by God's will, be able to bless people, you know. The thing is it's, brother, we're still getting on our feet, man. I just recently was able to go back to work. I had surgery, and it kept me out for like 9 weeks, and yeah, I had an artery. They had to go up through my nasal cavity and remove plaque out of the walls of an artery that was swelling and about to bust.
You just now gotta go back to work.
Yeah.
But I still don't help
But yeah, and before that, dude, we ended up losing our house to a house fire, and then 2 months later, a flood swept through.
It didn't destroy the house, it just destroyed the flooring, and they wouldn't rent it no more.
Yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, we all got God with us. As long as we believe in Him, He'll get us through it, I guess. Trying to survive. What's up, my friend? I think we're all trying to survive right now. Oh yeah, he definitely will. You know, you know, I really love to be able to prove God's existence and how He works, man. Sometimes, but sometimes it's all up to well, actually, all the time, it's up to God. You know, God does it through His will. You know, and everything. You know, I think as long as I think as long as we believe in Him and have faith in Him, then it doesn't matter what your struggles are. God will find a way to send you a blessing to help, and He always does.
Yeah.
God is an amazing God. He really is, and it's always on His time. It's not our time.
Yeah.
You see, like today, like, you know, I'm trying to teach my kids, you know, the same way I believe, you know, like, you know, being a human being, it's hard, you know, sometimes being put in the situation, like, you know, we're struggling and stuff right now, but I'm teaching my kids, you know, like today, my little girl, she was like, Daddy, she was like, when you pray today, ask God if He will send us a way to get some ice cream. And I'm like, well, I sure will, my little girl, you know. And you know, I want them to understand that, you know, even when you're struggling, you know, you know, you can always go to God, whatever your desires are. And, you know, He's always came through. God will always come through, and He always will. You know, the thing is sometimes we get a little impatient because we always want God to work on our time, but He doesn't. You know, it always comes through on His time, and His time alone. You know, so. Yeah, I've seen some amazing things happen. And, you know, I want the world to see all the amazing things that I've seen also. I appreciate that, Lisa. I really do. On my end, it's showing 7.2K likes. What is that? What it's showing on your guys' end too? But I really appreciate the help, because like all. Yeah. May, you know, God be in control today, and God, you know, God answer my little girl's prayer, you know, because I really want my kids to believe, you know, more. I want them to believe more than me. I really do, because if we don't put, I ain't saying force God upon them. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of father, but if we don't allow them to see God's works, they're going to grow up without seeing God's works, you know. You know, and my middle-aged little girl, she keeps praying for a pair of Lilo and Stitch shoes she found at Walmart, and
I'm not telling her not to know.
You
All
know,
the time somebody talks here like, no.
and I want her to understand, you know, like, it doesn't always come when we want it, you know. It always, I'm trying to prove to her how, you know, everything comes through God and His timing. And the thing is what I'm trying to teach her the most is God's timing is always on time. It's never late or never too early. God's time is always on time and perfect. You know, I mean, how scary would it be to make it to our judgment, and as the middle of we being judged, He says, well, you're a worker of iniquity. I never knew you because I was at your heart in need. And you turned away, you know. Well, it isn't money-wise, my friend. Like, I mean, if God sees fit to give us a blessing, you know, I think her Stitch shoes is like, I don't know, I think it's like $39, I think.
And ice cream.
And like a tub of ice cream is like $5, so like, I don't know, $45 maybe. But you know, the thing is I want it to be able to I want my kids to be able to see, you know, that how God works and how if they turn to God or whatever, He will always come through for them, you know. So it isn't really but I'm not specifically asking for money, but if you see, you know, that way and you see that in your heart, or God's put it in your heart to, you know, help, then, you know, I would definitely for sure praise the Lord for it because He deserves it, you know. It really would make my kids happy to see that, because I really want them to see that He, you know, He works. And you know, it's always in His time. Yeah, I think nowadays parents are leaving out a crucial part of kids' lives growing up, is allowing them to not know who God is or Jesus. And I'm not saying force it on kids by all means, no. I'm just saying, you know, I think nowadays all kids should be able to know who God and Jesus is, or at least the chance to decide in their own heart, you know. You know, I posted a video or a picture thing on here, you know, showing the world that if everybody in the world gave $1 to somebody, then everybody on this planet would be okay. You know? I think without teaching our children who God and Jesus is, you know, without teaching them that, then we're gonna leave out an important thing in their lives that could really help them. God is a big part of my life for sure. And, you know, all about teaching. It's all about teaching my kids, you know, who God and Jesus is. That's my main priority. You know, yeah, you know, we all have the ability to turn to God, you know, and sometimes we choose not to. But one thing's for sure, I definitely will instill that into my kids, you know. And I strongly want my kids to be able to believe in God, but, you know, it has to come through their own free will. Like, it's not something that I will force on them, you know. Yeah, welcome in, you guys. And God bless you all. Hey, Chris. Welcome in, my friend. May God bless you. You know, everybody in here, let me ask you something. Who believes in God and believes in His blessings?
Me?
Get her on live so y'all both can get help at the same time. What are you talking about?
I don't get on camera. Sorry.
Yeah, my wife's camera shy. She don't like being on
Oh, we
camera.
both stick together, but I ain't getting on that camera.
Yeah, we do stick together through thick and thin, man, but she will not get on cam. She don't like it. She don't like being on camera.
I don't even like taking pictures.
Yeah. I know, trust me, I have to sneak attack her on camera to get her on camera sometimes.
Sneak attack.
Shabam!
Did you really?
Yeah, just a little bit. Hold on. No, she'll run off. She'll run off. if I get her on camera.
How dare you?
What?
I can see the screen.
Oh, I guess you can, can't you?
Quit.
Well, I tried.
Right, you tried it.
Yes. Oh, well, I could get sleepy and start falling asleep. And just,
No, now stop.
Okay, I quit. Yeah, she don't like me on camera. Sorry about my hair, you guys. I've been in a hard hat all day. It's been... She does not want to. Yeah, no, she don't believe in being on camera. Well, hi there, my friend. May God bless you. You know, literally though, as I was saying earlier, you know, our kids is what we live for. You know, I want to see my kids. I'm okay. I'm struggling a little bit, but I'm okay. I think, like I said before, you know, whenever we leave out God and Jesus and our kids is growing up, you know, we're leaving out a lot of things that really truly matter. You know, I think they should have never took the 10 Commandments out of school. You know, I don't think that, you see, the thing is with kids, my little girl, see where I had surgery and stuff right now, a while back ago, I mean, my bills are outweighing my money, so my little girl, I'm trying to teach her to put, you know, the things that she wants or whatever, you know, to ask for, to ask God for.
Yeah.
And pray, you know, for those things or whatever. And who actually pays medical bills? I do. That thing has drained us, man. That last surgery drained me. But, yeah, she was... Yeah, but it only pays... I have to pay like 30% out of pocket, I think. Yeah, it has to be like 30... I think it's 30% or 40, something like that. But, yeah, my little girl, she's praying hard for $39 set of Stitch shoes, and my little baby girl, she's asking for ice cream, but I can't afford it right now. Like, literally, I can't afford none of it. Like, literally. Because the 9 weeks that... the 9 weeks I was out in the hospital, I can't...
It's taking everything we've got right now just to keep our electric and our water and our rent paid.
Yeah. Hey, Danny, what's up, my friend? May God bless you, buddy. No, if you DM, I have to disconnect. I don't know how to view my direct messages before or while I'm live. Yeah, you can direct message her.
He'll have to...
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it and let you read it whenever.
Yeah, just tell me what resources I need to check.
Yeah, because I've asked about everything.
Send a comment out where you can message on there. Just send a comment in in the main chat.
Oh,
okay. Yeah,
I said hey. Or no, actually her.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely gets better. It's just the thing is like you know, I haven't really been a Christian a real long time, you know, maybe like 2 years, and
it's just been rough right now.
You know, it seemed like when I turned my life over, man, it just kept getting worse and kept getting worse. But yeah. You see, the thing is I'm trying to teach my kids to always turn to the Lord, for whatever struggles that they're in or whatever. And if I can teach them that, then I'm teaching them something that I guess most kids really don't get the chance to see as a kid, unless, they're, kids of like Christians and things. Like, I really want my kids to grow up and know who God and Jesus is. What?
Go check the page out right fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I say that. But yeah, I've always taught my kids, to be nice and everything. And the thing is when you get down and you're out, and surgery puts you down, it's something that you can't really control. Hello, Donna. Hello, my friend. May God bless you. I just wonder if there's any resources I could contact for y'all so you don't have to ask. Alright, yeah, that's fine. Just, if you want to DM us, just send it through to my wife there. That way I can see while I'm on live, because I can't read them while I'm on live here.
I'll be back in the chat in just a minute.
Yeah.
Huh.
What?
Let's see if they accept.
Yeah. Kentucky.
I've seen that too.
What?
No, I'm just ready to eat.
Yeah. You see, let me explain something to you guys. Like, I've had, yeah, Kentucky does have great resources. They really do. The only problem is with everything, the resources right now, and right here where I'm at, around Literally, we had a major flood and then another flood behind it. So, right now, the major resource places has been, what word am I looking for? Depleted, yeah.
Anyway.
Because we went through, what was that one place that that was funded by state? Katie, I cannot remember the name of that place. Something house or something. Same one that helped Jess before the flood.
Oh my God. I'll have to ask Jessica the name of it again.
Yeah. I'm actually a timber cutter. I just get paid cash in an envelope on Fridays. Gardenell said you see his message.
I can't see the videos.
Yeah, it won't let us
It says
look.
it's a private page. They won't accept my thing. I can't see the videos. So.
Yeah.
I really don't care what people's got to say. I mean, unless they're going to message me and say it to me or send me a video and say something, then I could care less.
Yeah, well, like we,
I don't care.
Just because we believe in the way of asking God for stuff. Now, first off, see, this is where everybody gets it wrong. You see,
I don't even think there's a Catholic
I
church
asked,
in our area.
we can look for it though. That's no problem. Do I need to send them to her? Probably. But you see, the thing is just because we believe in the way of asking God for things, like now, see, the thing is, I haven't really asked anybody for anything. You know, just because I believe in the way of asking God for things, you see, the thing is, God says in Malachi 3:10 to prove His existence. It says, "Bring ye tithes and prove my existence. I will open up the windows of heaven and pour a blessing down upon you so big that your storehouses will not have room to store it." Okay? Yeah, the thing is like, I don't even think there's a Catholic church probably within. I know this area. We live in the woods.
Hold on 1 second. We didn't say that we needed 40. He asked how much it would be for
No,
the pair of
I
shoes
didn't
and
say
ice
that I
cream.
needed that. The guy asked me how much would it be for the items that my girl was needing.
Was wanting.
Yes. See, you're twist. Everybody's trying to twist my words.
He asked, or she, whoever it is. He, she. You might not be a guy. I'm sorry.
I just explained to everybody what my girls was praying for and asking the Lord for.
And
That's
he
all.
asked how much it was going to be.
And he asked how much it was. That's all I did is explain to him what it was. And then I repeatedly told him, it's not like that. It has to come from God. Like, I'm not asking nobody for nothing. I'm just explaining the situation. If God puts it in somebody's heart to send a blessing of like $40, then they do. That's through God and God only. But Malachi 3:10 says prove His existence. I asked what you needed, then someone asked a question and you forgot. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Who? Oh, I didn't see when she asked.
Yeah. Yeah, my middle-aged little girl, she found this pair of Stitch shoes when we was grocery shopping, and I honestly didn't have the money to get them. So
I still don't.
she come home and prayed for them, and my little girl prayed for ice cream. So after we got home, so now they believe like the way that I taught them or whatever, that if I can't get it, or if I'm tapped out and can't get it, then they can go to God and pray about it, you know. So and you know, for them going and praying about it is a good thing, you know, because yeah, Lilo and Stitch shoes. But you know, I just figured that maybe, you know, maybe I could help them somehow, you know. But you know, I don't do any. Yeah, no, it isn't that she needs shoes. She just found a pair that she wanted. Okay.
I don't understand, Smiley. What do you mean?
She wants to come in on a video, and I don't do videos because lately, every time I've opened up a video for somebody, they ain't done nothing but be judgmental, you know. So I don't do boxes anymore.
Oh, we know you, Smiley, but no, he don't do that at all anymore.
But yeah, just to be clear, she does have shoes or whatever. She just seen this pair that she wanted really, really bad. And unfortunately, man, where I was out of work for like 9 weeks because of a surgery or whatever, I just can't get them right now. Yes. That's the thing. Like, I don't know how to do Amazon stuff. Like, I don't know how to do any of that Amazon stuff. Like, literally.
I don't even have an Amazon account.
Yeah.
Like, I don't online shop at all. I've never done that. I probably need to.
The last time that I tried to do something like that,
somebody told them that she was sending them, and
there was somebody that sent and said, tell her, you know, I'll send them or whatever. And then it just, I don't know. She kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and it never did come. So, like, I just, but as far as Amazon, I don't know how to use it yet. Like, I don't mind building one of those or whatever, but
I don't know how to do it.
But you know, the thing is like, I truly believe in Malachi 3:10. You see, because if you go and ask God for something in front of others, and then everybody around you sees God deliver it to you, then nobody around you can deny. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I understand that totally. But see, yeah, if you can help me build a Amazon thing, that would be great, because I don't know how to do it. Like, literally, and the thing is yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to do it without giving out my address. Like, I don't know, because on my oldest boy's birthday, he got sent some stuff, and it was come to my address or whatever, and it was bad. If you guys only knew, he liked singing or whatever, and somebody sent him a karaoke machine or whatever. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. As long as nobody can see my address, because I'm not giving my address out again, because my little boy got stuff through mail, and it was, I mean, even though what they said they was gonna send, they did. It turned out to be something, you know, there was something bad in there inside of it. So I just, You make a list on Amazon, then link it to your bio. Okay. Yeah, I have work, man. I work. I'm a timber cutter, man. I just been out for like, I'd been out work for like 9 weeks. But yeah. Yeah, I've been out for like 9 weeks. But like the Bible though, I really like the things, like there's some things like that, even Jesus knew, like when Peter, Jesus knew Peter was gonna deny him 3 times before a rooster crowed. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I'm back to work now. Like I just started back. It's just like all the bills is stacked up. It's gonna take us a while to get out of it, But we'll get there. You see, the thing is just because I believe in God, just because I believe in Him, roads are bad. Just because I believe in Him, I get put on this stupid watch list or whatever. And the thing is it's people that I'm not stopping. I'm not begging for money. First off, let me get this clear. Let me get this straight and clear right now. If you guys do not like my content and you don't like the fact that I believe in God and ask God for something and He comes through or whatever, then leave. Just block me now. That's all you gotta do. Yeah, I'm on some kind of watch list or whatever because, see, I don't never even ask anybody for anything. I don't ask people for anything. I ask God for it. Oh, but I will. Yeah, I believe in the old Pentecostal ways too. I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know how it works, but it's crazy. you see?
I did.
What?
You're still alive?
Let me see.
There's only been one person that's been in every single one of these lives.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see what they got.
Okay? And this is when she first started coming in. He ain't lying. But anyway, this is the one that got me because...
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's because people think that, you know, just because I believe in God or whatever, they have to put me on some kind of awareness list, but I don't care. I'd rather follow God and be on the list. I don't care about that list or whatever, because none of that stuff matters to me. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. It's on some kind of stupid awareness page or something. For what was his name? Garden Elf. He was the one that leaked all the information out, and the person that posted it is in this room right now. Yeah, but it's fine. I don't care. You know, I don't care, like literally, if I have to take whatever persecution I have to do for whatever I believe, and I don't really care if they do or not. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. The thing is like, is people come in and then they'll turn whatever belief I have into some judgmental situation. And, you know, that I don't agree with. I really don't. I don't agree with it. Yeah, and you know, that's how you know you're close to a blessing, is because the persecutions always come before the blessings do. So, you know, me being on some kind of awareness page just because I believe in God and I ask God to help bless me out of a situation sometimes, you know, I don't really care. I have no problem with that.
I don't care either. I mean...
It is what
it is. They're going to talk anyways. People's always going to have something either good or bad to say about you regardless, so let them talk. Be yourself and be happy.
Yeah, I don't plan on letting it bother me. It doesn't bother me at all.
I mean, I don't care. It's, maybe I just need to...
Ain't nobody taking advantage of nobody, my friend. Nobody's taking advantage of nobody. If God didn't put it in their heart to do it, then they wouldn't. That's the problem. See, you're trying to...
We didn't ask for donations. We didn't ask nobody to send anything.
You're trying to label me as like somebody that's like Pastor Mike Murdoch or whatever, saying, send me a seed of $1,000. You're not going to label me with that stuff or whatever. And then if you do, that's between you and God, man.
Don't care.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I just, you know,
to be quite honest. It's not being mean.
Nah, I just, I don't think it's because of the beliefs on it. You're on a list. It's because of the donations you asked for. Yeah, but I'm not asking any human being to do it. I'm asking God for it. And then at the same time, whenever God does put it in somebody's heart to help with the blessing or whatever, that doesn't mean that I'm taking advantage of anybody. That does not. And God says,
we wasn't asking for donations. Hold on.
God says, ask and ye shall receive. It doesn't matter how little, how small or big the situation is.
Well, anyway.
But see, Malachi 3:10 says prove his existence, okay? If I ask God for a blessing or whatever, then everybody that puts me on the list, see, that's what they get mad about. They get mad because they actually see God come through with the blessing that I asked for. And they can't deny that. God puts it in somebody's heart to do it.
I'm pretty sure we've done blocked you once. Yeah. We wasn't asking for blessings. Somebody had asked us how much it was going to be for the shoes that our daughter wanted, and then our youngest had asked for ice cream and asked us how much it was going to be all together, and he said like $40 for the shoes and ice cream. And then people went crazy because somebody asked us how much it was.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the problem. See, the world has gotten so judgmental that they don't ever want to see other people be blessed. Because this world's filled full of greed and jealousy. That's the trouble with the world nowadays. It doesn't have nothing to do with that wants or needs or anything. God said, ask and you shall receive. So that I was just explaining to the world that, no, I'm not using God to manipulate people. No, I am not. I am not. Don't start that junk.
Bye-bye, Taxi.
Like I said, if you don't like my content, then leave. That's all you can do. I mean, because God, I literally watch and see, like literally, the persecution always comes before the blessing. And just because, I found a connection to prove that God exists to others or whatever, yeah, the persecution's going to come.
No, we don't get on here.
They always going to come.
Like asking for anything, and we wasn't asking for anything.
I don't get on here daily. I do not get on here daily, period. I do have a job, my friend. Yeah, look here, buddy. Like I said, this is not the place for you to be judgmental about. I mean, God's going to work regardless, and I believe in what I believe in. If you guys don't like that, please leave. That's how, if you don't leave, I'm going to block you and mute you for commenting negative thoughts or issues on here. No, I don't want anything negative to come through this.
Don't like it, then I will. Go on.
It's not.
Other pages.
Look.
It's not that hard to swipe up.
Just because I explained to the world about beliefs and instilling the belief in my kids and teaching my kids to be able to pray to God. I don't care. Yes, I always pay it forward every chance I get. See, everybody wants to label me as a bad person, but literally, nobody, the people that's dissing me now or all that stuff, they didn't see 3 years ago whenever, we actually gave out 101 or 102 Thanksgiving dinners, man, to the people that experienced the bad flood 2 years ago, that lost their homes and everything. But people don't see that. They don't want to see the good.
I don't care. Like I said, somebody's always got something to say anyway, so it don't bother me.
Yeah. Better.
Open that window up.
It'd be alright. You can open up that door. But, yeah, literally, though, like, I'm just, it just bothers me when people don't see the good.
It don't matter. They're
But that's the thing. You can do all the good in the world, and there's always going to be people out there that doesn't agree.
Have something to say.
They won't agree with nothing. Exactly. Louisiana Queen, yes. And every time I always pray, I always say, Lord, if it be your will, let it be done. And then, I don't care if they put me on some kind of awareness list or anything like that, because if it's God's will, and this didn't have nothing to do with me. I was just explaining to everybody how I teach my kids that, if you're in a situation, but they labeled me something I'm not. That's the problem, which I don't care.
This page puts pretty much anybody on there that gets on TikTok and gets any
or anything like that.
There's all kinds of people on the page. But I'm not sharing it. I'm not doing that. I'm not mixing up in that.
Yeah, I don't really care if I'm on it or not. I don't really care because, Malachi 3:10 says, bring ye tithes. All right, explain to me, can somebody tell me
I don't know.
what a tithe is in church? Literally, somebody tell me what tithing is.
You pay your tithes.
10%, exactly, 10%. Okay. Malachi 3:10, he says, bring ye tithes and prove my existence, and I will open up the windows of heaven and pour a blessing down upon you so big that your storehouses will not be able to hold it all. Yeah, exactly. But also, you can tithe to other Christians. You don't. Yeah, and then there's faith seed sowing. That's the thing. Everybody, is like, I can't, they want to label me this or label me that. But the truth is I wish you guys could really see the old people, the first account that I had, the old people, not elderly, but I mean like old people, like the first people I ever met on here. I'm not I know I am not. I'm not using the Lord's word for profit. No, I am not. No, the thing is you cannot get one above me, because every time you try to label me as something bad, yeah, tithing is to the church, but also you can bless others. Because that 10% is not the church's money, it's God's money. God can tell you to do whatever you want to with that. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. See, the problem is everybody that God's ever used to, like, if I've ever needed a blessing from the Lord and the Lord's put it in somebody's heart to do it or whatever, He's always gave back to them tenfold every single time. Church and community also, yes, and every one of us is part of community. Tithing is not just to the church. It's not. Literally, if somebody put in, like, literally, if you bless somebody, God put it in your heart to bless somebody. And yeah, and you're right, Dana, you really are. No, I'm not using the Lord to beg. See, you're all getting it completely wrong. Like I said, if you guys don't like my content, then the people that don't like it can leave, because literally it's between me and God. No, I didn't lose my job. I have a job. I'm a timber cutter. The thing is what I'm trying to explain to everybody is, like, is if you really do truly bless somebody with a good heart, the Bible says that comes back to you in this life tenfold. If I was taking advantage of somebody with the Lord, see, there's a difference. Mike Murdoch can get on TV and beg all the elderly and trick them in and be like, send me $1,000. But you know what? It's not my place to say that it's wrong. Yes, because Malachi 3:10 says I can prove His existence and He will open up the windows of heaven and pour blessings down upon us. How else are you going to prove God's existence if you're not showing God's works in front of everybody else? You see, everybody that goes to church and is a Christian or whatever, it's normal for people to understand God's works at the church. That's just like we're supposed to go out into the highways and byways. Does your church do offerings? One tithing of $2,100 in an envelope, and the other just cash. Not our church that I go through. They just use a collection plate. Like, you see, you guys literally, you're trying to, honestly, you're labeling me as something I'm not. You see, people get angry whenever they can't prove God wrong, because I believe in the Pentecostal way. I really do. That's my beliefs. But I'm not saying that my beliefs are greater than anybody else's. The thing is all I do, literally, this is all I do on here. Okay. Is I ask God for a blessing, okay? And then I ask God to be able to bless others as well. But I ask God for a blessing. Like, as a father, it warmed my heart to see my kids pray for something. All I wanted to do was try to help them out. But, for me, God says that we will receive persecution in His name just for believing in Him. And, as soon as someone asked me what it was that my kids was praying for her. And like I said, you know, the Lilo and Stitch shoes, the Stitch shoes. She loves Stitch or whatever. You know, and my 4-year-old little baby girl, you know, she chimed in and was like, yeah, Lord, please, and let us get some ice cream too. That's all he did. And I thought, I was explaining that situation to people, and then somebody asked me how much it all would be and all that. And then I told them what, you know, all that added up to be. I didn't ask nobody for money. I didn't ask nobody for no money. And God says that if you bless others, don't go bragging it out to the world either, because that's what your blessing will become. And like literally, that's all it ever become. And you know, here's the thing. This is how bad our world's become. And everybody in here, you have to at least say this is the truth. Our world has gotten so bad that 75% of the people in here, instead of focusing on the issue of my actual daughters, was actually turning to God for once, like I've always told them to do or try to do or whatever. But instead of loving the fact that, you know, I'm trying to be a good parent and turn my kids towards God. Am I perfect? No. By any means I'm not perfect, but neither are none of you. But the world has gotten so bad to where whenever we try to instill God into our kids or whatever, automatically I become attacked for it. But, you know, that's fine. You know, I'm willing to take all the attacks for that.
We didn't ask for help. No, what it was is our girls were wanting something, and somebody asked. It was like, how much is it going to be? And altogether, it's like $45, and that's what he said. And then everybody went crazy because the person asked us what it was.
Yeah, everybody got mad because the person asked me what it was.
I mean, it's not even like the person sent anything or nothing. They was just generally asking a question of how much it was going to be.
But, you know, that's the thing. It's... You know, it's gotten so, you know, the world is getting so greedy that my little girl, man, I'm trying to teach her about God and things, man, and how to turn to God and pray for things and stuff, whatever. So she prayed for a pair of Lilo Stitch shoes, which they're like $39. And my little girl, my youngest little girl, she chimed in, and she's 4, my youngest is, and she was like, Lord, let us get some ice cream too, please. You know, all I did was share that story with people or whatever, and then you know, people went crazy about it. But that's the thing. Like you know, but my kids are 4 and 8. My daughters are 4 and 8, and my 8-year-old loves to sing Christian music. She loves, you know, going to church and things. And like, you know, that's the thing. And yeah, I mean, yeah, if I could really help, you know, I'd love to be able to just pull the money out of my pocket and go get it. But man, I was
2 months back then.
I was down for 9 weeks, like literally had surgery and everything, was down for 9 weeks. So I mean, like literally, everything that I'm making, as soon as I get my paycheck on Friday, it's all gone to bills, like everything, like literally. I have to scrape change for gas. And, you know, just to make it to work. But, you know, that's the struggle of life, you know. But even if that's the thing. Like, even if I did ask somebody for something right now, instead of the world being happy that somebody let God put it in their heart to bless those 2 children with what they asked for, everybody would attack me and look at me like I'm some kind of beggar or whatever. But the truth is God's always come through for me. So who's to say that it's wrong? Because God's always come through. Who can actually say that what I'm doing is wrong if God always comes through for me? You know, it's gotten so bad that I got attacked just because my kids asked God for a blessing. But you know, the thing is one thing I do know. And I know this to be sure, and I know this for 100% fact. When God allows me to get out of the situation to where I can go back to blessing others, the first people that God allows me to bless, I want to continue blessing everybody that God tells me to. But you see, the difference is I'm one of those people, I'm down to earth. I'm a down to earth person, like literally. I give the shirt off my back to a stranger, and I have done it before. But the world has gotten so bad to where, like literally, you're persecuted just for asking for something or telling a story about your kids asking for something. And just because somebody else asked me. Nah, see, the thing is whenever she actually prayed for that, you know, there was a lady heard her. You know, she actually did it while me and my wife was trying to. We heard that, like, if you hit we heard if you hit like 50,000 or whatever, so many likes or whatever, it puts you on some kind of page or something, like For You page or something. So we sat and was tapping likes all night, and she actually heard it and told my daughter that she would send it to her, and then she didn't. And you know, it took me forever to be able to explain to my kids that, you know, that kind of stuff wasn't of God or whatever. She prayed for
I was typing it.
a $39 pair of Stitch shoes, and my youngest little girl chimed in and said, "Yeah, God, please, and let us get a bucket of ice cream." And that's, you know, to me, like, the world can look at me as however they want to. That's fine. I don't care, because the truth of the matter is I would literally walk to the gates of hell with a water pistol for my children. And, you know, I mean, it just, you know, people's gonna label you as a bad guy no matter what you do. I mean, there's always gonna be persecutions, and God always says that's how you know when you're doing something right, because you'll be persecuted in His name's sake. Just for believing in Him, you'll be persecuted for it. And, you know, I don't hold a grudge against the people that persecute me or whatever, because I'd love to see them turn to God and have enough faith that God's gonna. No, that's the thing. I was out of work for 9 weeks. So my rent stacked up, my electric bill stacked up. You know, bill stacks up, man. Especially whenever, like literally right now, for the next 4 weeks, I know for sure for the next 4 weeks, as soon as I get my paycheck, it's all gone. As soon as I get it. Because all my bills backed up. But, you know,
no, we don't have,
you know, it's not something that I could help, you know. I mean, literally, I had 2 options. They was going to go up through my nasal cavity and clear out plaque around the wall. Dude, it ain't like that. I can afford to buy food. It's just the problem is she asked. Yes, actually, the DoorDash thing around here right now is, oh my gosh, it's because whenever they told me I couldn't go back to work, that's what I tried to do to stay afloat. But DoorDash, if you're not in a big giant city, like this is a very small city here.
You like gas.
Yeah, somebody said they do back pay for that. I'm not sure. Maybe that's something I need to check on. But yeah, just cause my kids, ask for something, though. I don't care. The fact is that they was actually turning to God for something. And, whether God or not answers their blessings or not, that's up to God. But as a father, would I really like to see, God answer that prayer for them? Yeah, I would. Greatly. Then, people trying to say that I was using God for my own gain. No, I'm not. God said prove His existence.
Buddy, no, they're not, and goodbye. Sorry.
Yeah, see, the company I'm working for right now, I don't get a tax check.
It's paid cash.
I get paid $150 a day cash, and then I get paid every Friday. But yeah, I mean, I'm back to work. I've been back to work. It's just, I'm finally back to work or whatever. Hey, first off, let's get something straight to everybody right now. Whenever I ask God for a blessing, and if anybody in here becomes offended by that, I will not apologize to nobody for believing in God. But I will say, if it offends you, I'm sorry that believing in God offends you. That is the truth. Because but the thing is I'll carry more persecutions, and I will be downed more for believing in God than you will be for your opinion. And I do. I believe in God more than anything in this world. And, I would love to be able to walk in there and tell my kids, yeah, God did it. God answered your prayers. But until the world learns to have joy for others and not let your heart feel full of greed because somebody's willing to help somebody else and get mad or create controversy for it, as bad as it pains me to say that, is the world really needs people. The good down to earth people. Yeah, I just wish I could get my old account back so I could just have those videos to show the world that, you know, as soon as I become a Christian, the day that I become a Christian, a week later, when I gave my life over, the week later, Satan started attacking everything in my life. And if anybody in here doesn't know what the book of Job is, I suggest you read it, because it's a man that lost everything. Everything. And some people pronounce it Job, some people pronounce it Job. But it lost everything. Because God told Satan to do as he wished to Job, because God knew Job would not never turn away his faith and salvation for the Lord. Exactly. How do you guys honestly think? Honestly, I'm not asking you guys to be judgmental. I'm just asking you to see something from my point of view. You guys, I felt so close to Job in the Bible because, you know, whenever we become a Christian, Satan started attacking everything around us. Literally, my home caught on fire and burnt down. Everything I ever built or had at that point in time, I watched burn to the ground. And then 6 months later, we had another house fire after we rebuilt everything. I had to watch all it go. Then, 2 months ago, whenever we got back on our feet, and it was the first time I'd ever had to use any kind of resource. You know, the Red Cross helped us with a one-time like $600 or whatever to buy. But the thing is whenever you lose a stove, a fridge, and everything like that, is $600 ain't really gonna buy you everything you need back at that exact moment in time. You know, we had that flood, wiped out everything we had again, and the Red Cross paid 1 month's rent for us. That was it. And then, literally, as soon as the Red Cross paid us 1 month's rent or whatever, I started waking up with very bad headaches, with very bad migraines, to where my vision was getting blurry. And come to find out, I had an artery that had plaque built up in it that was swelling and about to bust and kill me. So I had to undergo surgery or whatever, and then it put me out for 8 weeks. And I finally started going back to work last week. So I feel very connected to the way Job did, because, you know, I've lost everything that we built to put in the home 3 different times within 9 months. And you know, the thing is even if I did openly, freely ask people for help or whatever, you know, but the thing, you know, what bothers me the most is I'm the person that always helps others. literally, I am. I'm always the guy that's always been front in line to help my neighbor, or to get. Literally, I've literally given the shirt off my back to strangers before. And yet, whenever I do need help, or that, see, that's why I'm so connected to the Lord. That's why I'm so connected to Him. Because I know at least if I go through God, at least at the end of the day, God's not going to look and say, no, you're worthless, you're a beggar. You know. And I don't care if the world labels me that. I could care less. I could care what the world thinks of me. But I do get emotional whenever I see my kids start turning to the Lord and asking God for things. It does make me want to help them out. It does make me want to sit here and be persecuted. Even if I did ask for help, even though I didn't ask nobody for money, I asked God for it. But even if I did, yeah, seeing my kids turn to God and pray about something to the Lord, will that make it worth it? Most definitely. Persecute me all you want. Talk about me all you want. Put me on all the lists you want. But at the end of the day, as long as my kids turn to God, that's all that matters to me. You can persecute me all you want. Because that's how we know that the blessing's coming. It's because the persecution comes before the blessing does. But the truth of it is God says, deny your brother and sister, and you deny me also. See, that's what scares me most about everything. It's because anytime anybody ever asks me for something, if I have it, I give it to them, because I don't want to think I'm a Christian or whatever. You know, I don't want to make it into heaven or make it to my judgment and God tell me that I was a worker of iniquity. He never knew me because so-and-so was my brother and he was there in their heart or whatever, and they needed help, and when I denied them, I denied him also. But the thing is anytime anybody's ever sent a blessing to me, I always tell everybody to come back and tell their story, because God always gives it back to them tenfold. You see, that's why I try to teach to everybody before they get so judgmental and so much hatred for me in their heart. I try to teach to everybody. It doesn't matter if it's $5, $10. It doesn't matter about that or whatever. Whatever you give freely from your hand to bless others with, God will return to you tenfold in your heart. In this life, not next life or whenever, in this life. That Matilda.
Can't walk if you say something.
And am I perfect? By all means, no. I'm not. I do the best I can with the cards that God's dealt me to deal with. But I'm not going to change my beliefs just because somebody else has an issue with it. I'm not, you know. So be it. I'm labeled on an awareness page or whatever that is.
You know what don't make sense to me? Is how a grown-up can have the time to sit and screen record a whole nother person's life, their whole life, just to try to put them out there for that person.
It's
Get a
because
life. Worry about yourself.
that's because, Katie, you know, I really do. I really do. I pray for them. As a matter of fact, I feel like I want to. God, Lord, I come to you today, Father. God, I ask you just, whatever it is, Lord, that people do to have hate in their heart or anything, Lord, please just let them see that it's from you. God, I ask you to just intervene and help take a lot of the greed and all of that stuff away from people. Most importantly, Lord, I pray that they know who you are. And God, you know everybody's struggles. And God, I ask you, don't punish those for being angry or creating drama, Lord. I ask you to forgive them for it because I do. And most importantly, Lord, if it's your will for something to be done, Lord, I ask you to let it be done. And God, I ask you to, if it be your will, please answer my children's prayers. And if it be your will, Lord, please allow people to be more understanding than judgmental. In the name of Jesus, I pray, amen. You know, I think you see that same person, that Matilda, is the same person that's been coming in here, like literally. No, that's the same person. They literally have so much anger in their heart for me that they will go and create another account just to come back in here, just to say one or two things, just to get booted again. But the thing is honestly, I really feel for people like that because they walk around all their life trying to find a way to have hatred in their heart for others. Do I hold a grudge against them? No, I don't. And I never will. You know, I've always been a firm believer that unused positivity is negativity. I think everybody on this planet has the ability to choose to spread positivity into this world, but they choose not to. Some, you know, not everybody. But really, if you really, honestly, I'm asking you guys, what is it really hurting? For me to get on here and believe in God and ask God for a blessing, what is it really hurting? Because the truth is, as long as I believe in God and ask Him for it and God puts it in somebody's heart to do it, then what's the problem? What is really the problem? The problem is everybody gets jealous. They get greed in their heart.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be joyful and cheerful for others. When one receives a blessing, we're supposed to be cheerful for our brothers and sisters. Yeah. And a lot of people, that's what separates me from a lot of people, is a lot of people will get on here and be like, oh, I need this, or I need that, and I need this, and I need that. And go down as soon as they get money or whatever, and either shoot it up in their veins or swallow some kind of pill. But that's none of my business what they do. It's not. But that's the difference, though. That's what separates me from everybody else. Is I let God control it. You see, God controls what blessings I receive. You know, if He puts it in somebody's heart to send me a blessing, is it so desperately needed? Yes, it is. But what really separates me from everybody else is I really do. That's the problem. What I do need is I mean, what I need I just you know, when you know, I set out when I started this stuff, is I honestly set out to help others. And I never ever asked anything in return. Like I'd always be the first in line to help people. Man, I've worked all my life. I'm almost 40-year-old, and I quit school to start work to provide because my dad was on his deathbed dying of cancer. And life has never been as hard as it has been lately. I do. What I need, truth is a real blessing. I just but I can't ask. I don't know how. I don't know how to ask in a way that it's okay. I can't ask for things that I need, man, because I honestly created this platform for, to be a voice for others, and then now it just I'm not nah, I mean, it's got to come from the Lord. I don't Hey, Paranormal Vibes, how you doing? Why are you in the dark? It's just cause, I mean, I can turn the light on. I still have miniature headaches from light, from when, they cut my, went up through my sinus cavity or whatever and fixed the artery and stuff or whatever. I still have little miniature headaches, and sometimes the darkness helps. I appreciate it. Just showed up on your For You page. Literally, I just, I just believe, I honestly believe whenever you ain't got nowhere to turn to or nothing like that, if you turn to God, He'll come through for you. That's just all I know. I don't, I just believe in Him. I can't, it ain't no big deal, paranormal, you know, I don't want to. I don't want to be somebody that causes. I just wish that people would. I don't know, brother. I just really need a blessing from the Lord, man. I just wish he would I just wish he would help put, I wish we was, like, all of us could band together and put more positivity out into the world than all negativity, I just wish things would get better, I really do. I wish things would get a lot better. Hey, Todd. But it's been a rough one today, man. It's been pretty rough. I appreciate the follow, my friend. I hope God blesses you as He blesses me. And I hope He blesses you. I hope He blesses everybody in here. It's just some things, man, that we're forced. We have to make decisions in life sometimes. And as a parent, sometimes the best decision's not always the easiest, That's true, Lisa. Every day we wake up, we're blessed. I'll be right back, okay? There's the ceiling fan that you see on that video. Hey, Todd. I'll be right back, you guys. Give me a second. My shower turn. Sorry, you guys. I had to go get. I had to go get. I had to go grab me some water to drink. Yeah, man, I've been persecuted to death today. That's okay. That is okay. Because one day I'm gonna wake up and say, God did it. He did. He got me through it. Man, I just got yeah. Man, it's just, people, I don't understand why, everybody on here will try to turn your words around and bend them into saying things that you didn't say and things like that. And it's all because the world is filled full of greed. If you really want to know how greedy the world is, look back at the toilet paper issue when COVID hit. Like literally. I know, paranormal, but I'm glad that, I'm back to work and all that stuff, and I'm glad to be back to work.
That cream feels good.
It does. Yeah, man. I mean, literally, when COVID hit, man, people went wild over toilet paper.
They did. They were crazy.
And
stores had to make it to where you could only buy like one pack at a time because everybody was trying to buy like 30 or 40.
Yeah. But, something that, what makes that so unique about that situation is toilet paper and money both is made out of the same thing. It really is. It's just paper. It really is. It's just paper. That's all it is. I really want to build this platform up to where I want to bless others, but I don't want I don't want to do it the same way Mr. Beast did, or you know, I don't want to get famous because I don't really care about fame or anything like that. I don't care about none of that stuff. I just want to be able to get this build up to where I can freely start blessing others, you know. But I know one thing, I'll always do my best in everything I do. That's why it's so hard right now, you know. Huh? But yeah, you know, people are always going to persecute you for always being true, no matter what. I mean, you can be the best friend in the world, but there's still going to be people persecute you, you know, no matter what you do. And that's the truth. You know, we're all connected in a way. We really are. We really truly are. We're truly connected way more than you'll ever know. I guess she's in the restroom there, buddy. Yeah. What do you mean just worried about her? I'm just chatting today. Like, I just want to chat with everybody. Yeah, I'm just chatting with everybody today. No big deal. Yeah. Nah, man. Dude. Yeah, I mean, me and my wife, like everybody, everybody has problems from time to time and things like that, but that's one thing I can always say God always did bless me with, was my wife, because I knew man, what matters the most is a lot of people don't understand. she's the best thing I ever. You know, she was the best thing ever come into my life other than my kids, you know. She's amazing. Like, I don't know how to explain it any better than that. Like, I got lucky when God brought her into my life. And that itself was a blessing, because she was way out of my league. Like, we're I do. I love you too. I really do. More than the whole world could ever know. Because, you know, the truth is, she's the first person that I ever come to my life that I could feel vulnerable in front of, you know. I don't know how to explain it any other way than that, you know. That's one thing I gotta say about my wife. What made me love her so much is you know, she really showed me that it's okay to have weakness in your armor, you know? It's okay to have feelings. Because a lot of times as a man, you know, as soon as you put a little bit of vulnerability out in front of everybody as a man, everybody in the world will attack you for it. So it's hard for a man to even have any bit of vulnerability or weakness. And honestly, that's one thing I really got to say about my wife, is she really taught me that it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable at times. It's okay to have feelings. See, before me and her met, I really didn't have no feelings. I was always numb. If I broke up with somebody, I didn't cry about it, no matter if I'd been with them for years. You guys literally have no clue the things that other people has put me and my wife through, man. We've been through enough that literally right now, as I say here, I can give the same as advice as some 70-year-old elderly couple could give. You know, when my dad was fighting off cancer and stuff, when my dad died, my wife was the one that found him passed away. And he was alive drinking coffee and joking with everybody not 15 minutes before that. Dad tried to talk to me about him dying 3 days before that, and I wouldn't talk to him about it because I didn't want to hear my dad tell me he was dying. And now, you know, I live with that for the rest of my life. And Katie, my wife, she was the one that, she was the only person to really ever help me through any of that stuff. It didn't matter if I couldn't sleep. The medical examiner called me at 10 o'clock at night and told me they was cutting his eyeballs out. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't dream about my dad for years. I'd always have the same old dream that I'd be at his funeral and he'd raise up out of the casket and his eyeballs, you could see all the way through his head.
I do remember that.
But I'm only human. I'm not perfect at all.
Nobody's perfect.
Dear God, Lord, I come to you tonight, Father, and ask you, like you say in the scriptures, Lord, God, you said you would feed us like you feed the fowls of the air. Lord, you know my struggles. You know the needs that I need. Lord, please, if it be your will, Father, please allow your blessing to happen today. Lord, in the name of Jesus, I pray, amen. Lord, you know, we're not ever gonna be completely perfect. We can try to be as perfect as we think we can, but there's always still gonna be flaws in things we do. You know, none of us is ever perfect. We all gonna be down. It's just whether or not the people around us, the people that we keep around us, really, is it gonna be the people that reach down and pulls you up when you're struggling, or is it just gonna be somebody walking out on you when you're sinking? That's why I ask God for everything. You know, we can try and be as perfect as we can be, but are we really perfect? No, we're not. But honestly, if it wasn't for my wife, man, I don't know. I don't even know where I'd be at in life right now. Because she was the only person that cared about me enough to show me that it's okay to have a little bit of armor. I mean, a few cracks in your armor. Because she taught me that as long as you're a knight with shining armor, instead of a knight with cracked armor, then that means that you're showing the armor that you've never been in the battlefield. And it's okay to have cracks in your armor. And I know mine's got a lot of cracks, but I gotta say, honestly, literally, no matter how hard life's hit us, no matter what Satan throws upon us, no matter how difficult it's always been, she's always been in the struggle with me. That's why, as a father, it bothers me whenever I just want to be able to do good for my kids, I want to be that father that, I don't want to give everything to my kids, because giving everything to them is not good, But I want them to know, if they're ever struggling or whatever, they can always turn to me. And, as a parent, whenever you see your kids start turning to the Lord and learning to pray and things, it makes you really want to help them more. And I guess that's too much, to ask the world to understand. We all going to be judged by our actions on this earth, when we die. That's why we just got to make the best of the life that we can make while we're living here, no matter what cards we've been dealt, no matter even if we have had 3 house fires and a flood. I mean, that's just life. Life is the most brutalest thing that you can go through. Mm-hmm. Because life has no remorse of what it throws upon you. Or no remorse for the situation. The world can put me on some kind of list or whatever they want to. But you can bet, even to the person that put me on that list, You know, if they needed help, I'd be the first person in line to do it. I would. I'd be the first person to volunteer to help them. Because that's who I am, that's who I'll always be, you know. You know, this app here, yeah, I get, you know, there's a lot of scammers and things like that on here, but you know, you don't have to have a science degree to determine whether somebody's true at heart or not on here. You know. It really ain't rocket science, because God said that a good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Meaning, you know, everybody will show themselves to the world by the fruits they bear, you know. Like, you can't be a negative person and try to falsify that you're a positive person without it coming out eventually. But I do know this, I promise this for a fact. If it was any of you guys in my situation, I would not turn my back on you, and I would be the first person to give. You know, I mean, sure, there's gonna be people try to knock you off your pedestal. I've been knocked off of it several times. Life will surely do it. But, you know, the truth is, though, is I don't really care if I'm on some awareness list, because I'm actually true at heart with everything I do. I don't really care. You see, that just goes to show how much greed the world's filled full of, you know. You know, one day we're gonna be judged. You know, all I can do is be true at heart, and I'll never change, ever. I am who I am.
And I love you.
I love you more than you'll ever know, okay? You know, You know what? I don't really care, because I ain't losing my kids. I can tell you that much.
Who said something about losing my kids?
Says I will warn you, some awareness will notify your job and family. I've seen some people lose their kids. There's a lot of them. I see them on my For You page.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you like this. You walk in my house and try to take my kids, you better bring an army with you, because if you don't, I'll leave you laying on the floor where you stand. When it comes to my kids, I don't care who you are, I won't think twice.
You know what? See, that's the thing. You know, people want to do. See, that right there is the problem with the world. You know, don't be trying to come on here like you're some threat.
Especially not to my kids, because
Not
I'll
to
leave
my
you laying.
kids.
I don't care who you are.
I will leave. You know what? I think I'm.
That's one thing I won't put up with right there.
Why would you even say that to somebody? See how much hate's spilled in this world? Like, literally. Literally. No, I mean, I'm not stressed out. I could care less about being on some kind of awareness page. But I can tell you right now.
Ain't nobody gonna take my kids. They're well fed, well taken care of, happy and healthy, and got a good home.
You know what happened? Let me explain something to you. I had that happen to me once before. Somebody, called like CPS or whatever. You know what happened? The city police got sued. That's exactly what happened with that. And I even got the emails to prove the lawsuit that we won.
You can't put that out there because that's got all my information on it.
No, I wouldn't put your whole information on it anyway. I'd black it out. But here's the thing. That's one thing they don't want to do. They do not want to go up against me with my kids, because I will not back down, and I will not let it go. Probably because the awareness groups call CPS and people's jobs that probably what she was talking about.
They can call CPS.
Well, they can call CPS all they want to, but it won't do them no good. It won't do them no good at all. Hey Jess, how's it going?
Jess who?
You know who? Jess Reynolds?
Tell her to shut up.
Yep. I'm in Kentucky too, my friend.
Just because I'm bored.
Yeah, I ain't worried about no awareness page. I don't care about that. I could care less. What are they gonna do?
Take my birthday. They can have it. Ain't that right, Jess?
Yep. Well.
Jingle jangle.
Well, it's getting to be about supper time. About to have to go make supper for the kids. But yeah, I don't really care about no stupid awareness page. I don't care. They can't do nothing, no way.
Right.
Let them try. All I can say is, if they got that much hate in their heart for me to put me on the awareness page.
You wanna know something? My own family don't know my address. I was missing for 2 months, so I'd love to see somebody else find it.
Yeah. Well, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna go cook supper for the kids. Y'all have a good. Oh, we had pork chops, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and cornbread. Probably something else. Probably throw some kind of greens in there.
Hey.
Y'all have a good one.